first off, welcome. My name's Gaynor. I'm from FitFish and I'm going to be talking about super scheduling. Now, I don't know what you think of the word scheduling, but even the word itself sounds pretty boring, doesn't it? Hello. And you think of bus timetables, bus schedules, train schedules. It's not exactly an exciting word, but I tell you what, I couldn't live without scheduling things now. I've actually worked from home for 15 years now. So before it was cool, I was working from home. And I've always had, well, not always, but I do now have quite a limited amount of time to work. And I find that scheduling really helps. So I'll be talking more from a work perspective, but of course you can use this for your work, you can use this for exercise, you can use this for meal planning, and hopefully I'll give you an idea of why scheduling can be so important and so helpful. But it helps first to clarify what scheduling is, and I really like the definition that scheduling is actually just making the same decisions that you have to make later in advance. So you're just making decisions in one go at the same time rather than making lots of little decisions as you go along. And I really like that definition, and that was quite transforming for me. So why is it good to make decisions ahead of time? So first of all, you make better decisions. Oh, thank you. You make better decisions if you decide things ahead of time. Because when you make decisions ahead of time, you're actually using your adult grown-up brain who can see bigger picture, who knows what balance looks like, who knows what's important, what's urgent, what's not important. And so when you schedule ahead of time, that adult is making those decisions. But when you leave your decisions to the moment and they're very reactive, then actually you're using your toddler brain. And your toddler brain will come in and your toddler brain will prefer to do what makes it happy at that moment in time. And so you'll either give in to it, or it be this real battle where you're like, oh, I really want to do that, but I know I need to do this. And you get that constant unease between those two different thoughts. So if you make your decisions ahead of time, you'll have a much more balanced day, week, year. So that could be something with meal planning. And I know that people tend to find this, that if you meal plan ahead of time, you're having a bigger picture approach. You're making sure that you get vegetables in, you're making sure you get a wide range of vegetables, some protein, some healthy fats. You're working out what meals suit you best for different evenings, depending what you're up to, depending how much time you have. And that's all made with an adult brain. But if you make decisions with your toddler brain, you're going to reach for a pizza instead of a kale salad with quinoa, or you're going to go to the freezer, or you're just going to go for easy options. I mean, that we all would, wouldn't we, if we're making decisions with a toddler brain? So you make better decisions if you schedule. And then you save time. You eliminate all that faffing time. So when you schedule your time properly, then you have to allow certain amounts of time for certain activities and you plan them into your diary. So it's really good to start off doing a big brain dump with what things you want to achieve in a day or in a week, or meals you want to plan, or exercise you want to do. Then work out how long things will take you and then fit them into the time that you've got and write very clear time boundaries for each thing. And then it eliminates that faffing because you've got these constant deadlines to work to. If you're that kind of person who works well to a deadline, it makes you work very effectively. And what can be really helpful is to have some kind of punishment's the wrong word, but consequence if you don't get it done in a certain amount of time. So for me, if I was thinking about work, then if I don't get all my work done in the time I've allocated, then it will be an extra evening of work, or it will be staying up late one night or something. So if I don't want that, then I need to get it all done in the right amount of time. And you're not going to put in 20 minutes Facebook scrolling, 5 minutes faffing around wondering what to do next, and you'll end up not having those days where you finish and go, oh, What did I achieve? You'll be very clear on what you want to achieve and what you're going to do in what time. And a third thing is it saves you brain space. So you spend less time throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month making decisions. So if you're thinking about exercise, you're not constantly in your head going, oh, I've got my kit on, but I really don't fancy it now. Actually, it looks like it might rain, or I'm a bit hungry, so probably better if I eat now. Then maybe I'll go before dinner. But I don't quite know what I do. It might be too cold to run, so maybe I'll go. And you don't have that endless conversation in your head the whole time. You make your decision, you plan in when you're going to do things and how it's going to happen. And that's why accountability is so good as well, because if you plan into your diary you're going to exercise 3 times this week, then you tell a friend, you do an exercise class, you have to show up. It's there. You don't have to think about it. That's your exercise sorted, done. And that's why you see some people like Simon Cowell, for example, they wear very similar clothes the whole time. In fact, he probably wears the same clothes. So dark jeans, white t-shirt, maybe a navy jacket. And they make that decision to free up some brain space. So every morning, every evening, they're not thinking, what am I going to wear? So I'm not saying go that simple with your wardrobe, but it can be helpful to just get down to, your key, most loved clothes and just stick with those. And similarly with meal planning, when you've made that decision at the beginning of the week and you've written out your 7 meals, what you're going to have, then in the daytime, you just think, oh, what did I say we're going to have tonight? What do I need to do? Okay, that. You're not like, oh, what should we have? Okay, look in the cupboards, look in the freezer. You're not using that brain space to think about it all the time. So if you make decisions in advance, then you free up that brain space. Okay, so I hope that's convinced you to give it a go. So practically, how do you do that? Well, you look at what you want to do, what your adult grown-up brain wants you to do, and you decide how long it's going to take. You allocate your time into your diary. And what can be really helpful as well, that if you don't schedule, you fill the time. Your work, your exercise, your food planning, your faffing, whatever fills the time. But you don't want that to be the way you work. You want to decide how much time you're going to spend on these things and then make sure that you fit it in. Okay, so you make better decisions, you save time, and you save brain space. So don't put off scheduling and putting things in the diary, because it can be really, really helpful and free you up to do so many things and to live the best life that you're meant to be living. Hope that was helpful. Let me know what you liked about it. Give me a like, and I will speak to you all soon. If you're watching this live or in the next few days, then don't forget Jen Baker is with us this Friday evening, and I'll be giving 10 top tips on managing your Christmas. And Jen will be speaking about the power of one, and we've got worship and questions and answers as well, so it's going to be fab. Okay, I'll speak to you all soon. Take care. Bye.